Hello and welcome back, esports fans. We are here again, first week of the EGFC Power 5 Invitational. Here we got Ole Miss taking on FSU. That's the Florida State University. The FBI tugboat here joined with Navik. We're getting it going. Best of 5.
Yeah, we are, and I'm looking forward to this as we have a bit of a naming competition with the real Navik, who you know. So we are going to refer to him just as Nav, as Nav immediately finds a goal. Good start.
Maybe he is the real Navik. Who knows?
You know,
he's at least not spelled the same, but he's looking to take goals here. 1-0 now for Ole Miss after a very quick first strike.
Yeah, Ole Miss finding that first goal. We didn't even get to go through the team names overall. So if you want to run through those real quick, Tug, and then send us right in.
Yes, sir. Yeah, quickly before they score again, Ole Miss here. That's TG1, man referred to as Nav from here on out, and Phantasma over there on Florida State University. We got Ghost, we got Icarus, and we got Bruno with a 0. Now it's looking like Ghost with great control here after a Ole Miss player doth miss. Popping up here with Bruno with fantastic. Oh man, he got all over that one, but that was actually Nav who was able to defend that one away. Phantasma all over this one as the pop comes up. Bruno pushing this in midfield. Now taking Oliver again. He's got that different car body and looks like he's making the most of it, Navik.
Yeah, he is really doing well. I'm liking what we're seeing from both teams at the moment as we see an attempt and a score coming out from Bruno. That is going to even the score 1-1.
Man, oh man, this fat body car has been all over this ball so far, Navik, and finding value from it already. Less than a minute into this game, 4:08. This is looking at FSU and Ole Miss 1-1.
Yeah, I think we're seeing the start of a great series. I'm going to be honest with you, Tug.
Yes.
Oh, Navik, all right, intercepts Icarus there. Manages to clear it away. Oh, the ball getting resetted a little bit, Tug.
Interesting that Ole Miss didn't have a player back there whatsoever. Long ball shots like that generally are going to be able to be deflected away. But they're going to be glad that that did not result in points totals. Phantasma taking this one out. Nice block there as TG1 there with the backup defense. Now sending this one on flying. Big long balls in the aerial action taken back by TG1. That looked like it was going to be bounced down into the corner, but Icarus all over this one flying down. Not going to burn the wings this time. Nav over here is Icarus continuing on with the fat body car and taking, man, just all over this. It looks like he can hit this ball, just so much more easily with that big flat car hitbox.
Well, I don't want to burst your bubble, but I'm 90% sure that has exactly the same hitbox as the Octane.
Not the standard car that everybody's using, right?
Yes, the Octane is the standard car, and Icarus the Icarus's car has the same hitbox if I remember correctly.
But not all of them have the same hitbox.
No, not at all. But after a while, we did see Psionic start releasing cars with the same hitbox as the Octane, so people actually used it. Got it.
Well, if somebody in chat wants to prove Navik wrong and the FBI tugboat right, I would very much appreciate that. But we'll continue on with this game, 1-1. So we're nearing about halfway through this first round. Again, Ole Miss over here in the blue, FSU over there in the orange, not their characteristic Seminole red.
Oh, now with a good clear there. Sets it back. Oh my goodness, what a save!
Yeah, the pressure there by FSU barely deflected away. Man, oh man, Phantasma just rocking this like a baby all the way to its cradle from up top and did not leave this ball very much there towards the end. And I mean, it looks like he was touching it the whole way. If you looked up kind of behind, he was just, mentally, just spiritually guiding it along into the goal.
Oh dear, that is going to be a very, very clean goal coming out from Phantasma, set up by Nav. TG1 trying to bump Bruno away.
The pressure back on here to FSU. They're down by 1. Again, barely even given the rules Rocket League, ball doesn't stop till it hits the ground. Not really an advantage whatsoever. Over here.
Yeah, a one goal net differential is not too bad as TG1 is going to make it 2.
Man, oh man.
Where?
Again, collegiate level, you don't see these long balls happening that often, man, I gotta say.
Florida State actually, the double commit to the ball, he got it past both defenders and there was no defensive rotations earlier. I'm unsure where the third player was.
It looked like they were just trying to, offense was the name of the game on that play for them. TG1 put it up, trying to strike. Oh man, That's Bruno there saying no go. Not so fast, my friend. His ball coming back towards the middle again. Pressure on to Ole Miss. Big pop-up fly over here by TG1. This looks like it's going to go back and forth for a bit like volleyball. Going back on over. Nice destruction. Phantasma going to pay the price for touching onto this one. Rebounds and more coming through here as the play tends to be set up. FSU's got the means and looks to it. Phantasma with a nice aerial block on this one. Roller coming in here and everybody going after this one. Goes there and double taps it in. Shortening this lead by 1. 3 for Ole Miss, 2 for FSU.
Yeah, that was a bit of a clown fiesta, but we did see FSU managing to sneak it away there, ghosting into the side and finding the contact to their goal.
Hey, nobody saw him. Nobody saw him. 1 minute and 5 here on the clock. We're looking at a 1-score difference. Goes all over this one, trying to maintain possession, but running out of boost there is members blue. That's Ole Miss taking over on that one. Looks like FSU opting to not show a penchant for showing a penchant for knowing that they can just put it back like a little bit and still find value from that. Nice. Okay, so you see that shot there by Icarus Navik? Tried to backwards flip that one on in. Nice little slow ball.
Yeah, I mean, you know, sometimes the bicycle kick really does work out.
Happened on this time, nothing doing is FSG putting it up. There you got aerial members, 2 of them in fact, by Ole Miss all over this one. Not going to happen so easily as the corner shot comes in, rolling all over this place, and Bruno knocking it in the corner. That was TG1. It looks like he knocked against, right?
Oh, yeah, no, that for a second there. Bruno there managing to get it past. It doesn't actually touch TG1. Bruno comes in at it at such an angle that he completely denies his opposition from even an attempt to try and clear that ball.
Perfect angle. Seriously, perfect angle. Keeping it away from opponents on that. That is car control all the way. Yeah, I was going to say, Bruno, it didn't look like he was going to let that one slide so easily. We're looking at a game that could very easily go to overtime. No clear advantage quite yet as ball hits as his last travel down bottom. Rolling on in.
Overtime, ladies and
overtime,
gentlemen.
Navik. Yeah, we saw a 6-0, 6-0, 6-0 win streak by the University of Illinois against Georgetown, but now this one is about as even as you get.
Yeah, no, this is much more even than I said at the start of this round once we saw that evening goal coming out, I believe, like a minute in. Oh, no, this might not be good as the ball rolls in.
No way.
The sidebar. Can they clear it? A good clear coming out from Bruno there.
Yeah, utilizing that bicycle kick again to get the aerial, whereas he was trying to not let his opponents get the horizontal. Fantastic job by that. Getting that ball up and over goal. No possibilities to score on that one. 35 seconds on overtime. Pressure coming onto Ole Miss.
Very nice
shot. 2G's all over that one. TG's all over that one.
Very good clear coming out from TG, but I want to highlight the passing like opportunities there that we saw from FSU.
Almost looked like a bad breakaway against Ole Miss. Now up top. Numbers trying to get it going, and Ghost slipped that one in again. I tell you, these shots by this player have just been as mysterious, as supernatural as his name would entail.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, supernatural is probably the right word. Ghost is, I would have probably gone more kind of like sneaky vibes. Yeah, Ghost is supernatural, 100%.
Yeah.
But that is going to be game number 1 going towards Florida State University, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure there's some Florida State fans very, very happy right now. But that was incredibly close. That came down to overtime. I really liked what we're seeing. Icarus getting a lot of the shots,
7 shots,
but
man,
no
7
goals.
Shots. Yeah, you can guarantee what that means, that he at least put up a couple of these other shots that were knocked in by his teammates. So still providing value all the way through. This game coming through there as close as it got. I believe that was a little bit more than a minute or about a minute of overtime. We'll see how game 2 goes here as we get it started, Navik.
Yeah, game number 2. A good kickoff. Oh, Ghost looking to set it up. Gets a good pass, and that's going to be goal number 1 going towards FSU.
Did I? No, okay, excuse me. Yeah, that was Ghost putting up there for a teammate. Icarus taking the most out of that one. There was 2 different players. The capabilities on that. We talk all the time about mental fortitude, putting the best foot forward. FSU striking first on this might really have a definitive factor on this.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the other thing, right? That momentum, the tempo is so important because mentally you start playing more aggressively when you're ahead. You keep trying to make these riskier plays because you have less to risk, and that's going to be goal number 2. And this is where the capitalization, like this is where they start to capitalize. This is where the snowballing comes in.
Yep.
Because if Ole Miss can't get themselves out of a slump, and we just see goal after goal from FSU after they dropped that first game, it's a downward spiral that they need to break out of.
I can tell you that Mississippi does not like the snow. The snowball will not do well for them. Nav putting it up there, mostly just utilizing this big pass to get it over and the pressure onto FSU. And returning with one of their own. TG is there, but unfortunately not on the 180 degree side of that to knock that where he wanted to. Bounce coming in there. Phantasma, nice bounce block on that. Now we see a little mid-action, pass to Phantasma. He's trying to get this going, but getting away from him. Possession taken by, that's Icarus there. Bouncing up and down, nowhere with clear possession again as we see this bouncing off towards middle. Phantasma with a nice side swipe on that to get it going, but Icarus putting it up. TG anticipating that one, getting aerial with it, knocking that one away. Every member of Ole Miss all over on that one, their defense is set up. Bouncing back out, Nav over on the side. TG takes himself a little bit of demolition, fire and brimstone coming out here as Phantasma trying to get something going, but man, oh man, this FSU team just intent on taking possession, just stealing this ball away left and right. TG continuing on with the big passes up top. Nav there and stopping the ball. That was the possibilities, but Icarus coming through with the fire and the flame to knock this one away and set this one up. Nice long ball, Icarus from farther than half field.
Yeah, that was... was that a pinch? It was a pinch. Okay, that's why the ball gained so much momentum. Yep. Really good coordination. I'm going to presume that was an intentional pinch because that went straight towards the goal.
Yeah, we'll definitely give it to him. Again, these collegiate players, definitely worth their salt. PG with a little aerial action. Phantasma right behind him, but possession, there's the pass. Bruno taking it, pushing the one-on-one, but the defender is there all day. Easy knock on that one as Phantasma now pushing this back up again. Navik setting it up there and he's going to pass up top, but Bruno getting this midfield and more.
Good attempt here, Navik looking set up, gets stolen away by Ghost. Set up, Icarus flying not too close to the sun as he's going to find goal number 4. That was a fantastic steal coming out from Ghost and immediately set his teammate up. We saw Phantasma trying to save it, but a little too slow. Ball got slightly too past him. Suddenly, he couldn't angle his car in time, and that's going to find goal number 4, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, well, what that is that was Icarus being ready for the steal should his teammate be able to get it, and that is just a complete trust and confidence in your teammates, and that is what has brought value to this FSU team. Now, while I go on this monologue, though, Ole Miss striking back here. Yeah, showing the same fire and penchant for striking back that they did first game.
And this oh no, that's dear.
Brutal.
You hate to see it happen.
That doesn't happen in Collegiate Rocket League.
I mean, you know what? You say that, but FSU begs to differ as they just made it happen.
I'm with it. I always say it. Whatever the score line is coming into halftime, game's not over. Whatever the score of the first 2.5 minutes, it can be done in the next 2.5 minutes. It is slower usually than the first 2.5 minutes anyway. So now we see pressure coming out. Ole Miss coming all over this one and being able to take advantage of pressure coming in. TG snaking that one in there. And again, man, hey, halftime, and they've already scored twice in what, the past 35 seconds?
Yeah, I mean, they can definitely make it happen, right? 3 goals in 2 minutes. Like, literally, you still have half of the game, right? We are 1 second into the second half. Like, they can...
1 second into the second half.
Yeah, and we can 100% see Ole Miss bringing this back with 3 more goals as Navik makes, or looks to try and make it happen, is stolen away by Bruno.
Bruno with a fat body car pops up, and Icarus trying to follow up on that one. Nothing doing, though. Cop now coming back on there, pressure on the FSU. This Paul just pitching a tent in front of FSU's goal here, but not going to be able to take advantage of that one. That was just an Ole Miss team that got the perfect position and wasn't ready for it. Blocking it away. Phantasma more really showing love. Right side. TG1 back, but doesn't tap it up top. Lets that one go down bottom. Ghost takes advantage of it.
And now we're back into that situation where it's a 4-goal differential, right? We saw it at 0-4. All that's happened is that both teams managed to score 2 goals. So the net differential hasn't changed in the last, like, 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it, honestly. Yeah. Like, that's all that's happened in the past, too. And it's been about even time scored, too, as well, right?
Yeah.
You're talking about 25, 35 seconds on each goal?
On either side, yeah. So for the last, like...
Apt analysis, man. That's why I love gassing with you, man. Pop coming back through here for FSU. Going up there. Bruno just not really able to get to it. And maybe it's because that big car, right? I know that's not the case, but still, you can entertain me.
His goal number 7 is going to come out there. Icarus finding it.
He's
really
hitting the
like
ball
this.
faster because of his box tile.
It was unfortunate, right? Because TG1 was trying to push it forward, and his teammates just, I'm unsure. He committed and then didn't try and go for the follow-up, or I don't know if there was a lack of boost in that situation. But he kind of just gave it to FSU, and they managed to turn it around and turn it into a goal.
Yeah, they'll do that every time. You give them an opportunity like that, my friend. TG1, nice balancing up top, taken away from him. It's called dribbling. Took me a second on that one. Orange now, good setup here, but Icarus back. He's making the most of this one. Rebounds being the name of the game. Goes back here, playing the defensive role. Getting up top, and there's an FSU team that can waste the next 60 seconds and win this one out. No, excuse me, can strike second. Excuse me, this is the second game with best of 5.
Goal number, we are goal. I mean, I know we're past Brazilian territory, but if we take the differential, one more goal from FSU, and we do have that 7-goal lead.
Yeah, practically insurmountable. Actually, I think it would be, if they scored again, then in 40 seconds it would be insurmountable. But we'll see how that goes. Real Navik. Not the real Navik, actually. We have the real Navik here on mic. That's just Nav. It's my homeboy Nav. 3-8 here. 45 seconds. It's exactly what this Ole Miss team needed. Again, we talk about point differentials and how that is going to affect seeding. So every goal that is scored is going to matter for both of these teams when we finish the 4 non-consecutive weeks of the EGFC Power 5 Invitational.
Yeah, I mean, and it's looking like a completely different game, right? I don't know what FSU has done. I don't know if mentally we saw Ole Miss
playing more aggressively.
Kind of, well, yeah, but
not playing as defensive.
Does that come from winning that first game, like winning and getting a bit more confidence? Or have Ole Miss started playing more defensively because they lost the first game, you know? Because this is all mental factors as well, as we see goal number 9 coming out. 15 seconds left onto the clock.
Yep. So again, teams just racking up points for their advantage when it comes to that post-season evaluation. Who makes it in, who does not. 6 up, going to be indicative of our previous game. That was the University of Illinois taking on Georgetown. Some kind of stat lines like that. Now 8 seconds left. Ole Miss looks like they won't be losing this one. FSU taking the second one here. They are not out quite yet. Best of 5, of course, means that they have a complete opportunity for the reverse sweep. Can happen. Has happened before.
It 100% has happened before. It's happened in our own leagues before. So, considering how close that first game was and the fact that it came into overtime and everything, Ole Miss just need to mentally kind of take a breather, reset, and come at this from a different, possibly more aggressive. Their rotations need to be more proactive instead of reactive, right? They don't want to be looking at the ball flying towards their goal and then going, oh, we need to rotate. They always need somebody rotating defensively.
Yeah, I mean, we've said it before, we'll say it again. You can take these numbers here and kind of extrapolate amount ball control time-wise. 4 shots total for the side of Ole Miss, 4 saves total for the side of Ole Miss, 2 assists, stuff like this. What that says, what that tells is a tale of a Florida State University team that just had ball control far more often. We're going to be moving on here to game 3 of this best of 5. Florida State University up 2-0 in the series.
Yeah, and this could be interesting. I would like to see this go to a game 4 or a game 5, right? Mainly because I just want to cast more Rocket League, but like at the same time, I do 100% believe that Ole Miss can take a game off of Florida State.
we already saw them coming in basic with the advantage in game 1. Oh, that is not. I'm not supposed to be auto. I'm supposed to be a spectator. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. I hit the wrong button there.
Oh no.
Yeah, I joined as a player for a second, but we're in spectator. These guys don't want to see my nasty Rocket League skills. Popping up, Bruno taking first shot on this one.
I mean, yeah.
Ole Miss, they came through. I mean, I want to extrapolate on that point. They came through. They gave a performance upon a performance in game 1. It was as even as you get. Game 2 is a little bit different, but we also saw a different play style by them.
Yeah, and again, the big question is that a psychological shift from winning and losing the first one, or is it a warm-up situation, right, where it was the first game for Florida State, and now that they're getting, like, you know, they're warming up a little bit, they've just got the ball rolling?
I mean, Florida State had this happen last time, right? They scored first, and whereas Ole Miss scored first game, completely set the pace, set the tone for the rest of the match there, and we saw what happened last time for Florida State University.
Yeah.
Pressure on to FSU. Again, just like previous teams, they've shown a penchant for being able to pass this ball back to their own players, even if that entails going back towards their goal. It's about ball control. It's about getting it to your teammates. Nice corner shot coming in here from my Ghost, but that's not going to connect. Members of the Ole Miss all over that one. They're not going to miss this ball, you could say.
That was horrible.
Was it?
That was like the worst one.
Should I have said they're not going to Mississippi this ball?
Okay, well, wow. Well, anyway, getting back to the cast here, Icarus getting a good attempt. Phantasma trying to clear it out. Ghost right on top of it, centered it right up, and it is going to find it.
What?
The real Navik trying to save it, but I believe he just hit it straight into the goal.
Yes, I do believe that's the case. That was TG1 who's set up to hit that all day long, and unfortunately Nav coming through. Maybe just trying to put some stats on the board. Not 100% sure. That is unfortunately going to lead to FSU's second score, and we saw what happened last time when this happened, Navik.
Yeah, the momentum.
Odd verbiage, I'm sorry.
Huh?
The 3 minutes 30.
Yeah. The momentum shift though is really what Florida seems to thrive on, right? They get the tempo, they score time and time again, and it's really paying out for them. I really, really liked what we saw from Ole Miss Game 1, and I'm not quite sure where it's gone.
Very good point. Ghost there. Man, now that's FSU with a couple of very clean shots on this one. This is an Ole Miss team that needs to take control. It needs to take more time on this ball, and letting Icarus hit these long balls from midfield is not the way to do it, my friends. That was an attempted pass there onto Nav, and once it was abandoned, he had to get back towards goal, but without boost, only so much you can do, my friend.
Yeah, it's really, really looking good for FSU. They're 2 games up.
Yep.
This is Ole Miss's chance to try and not make this a 3-0, and when you are currently 3-0 on the scoreboard, it's difficult to bring it back. You've got 2 minutes. We're just coming in to the second half.
Not even halftime quite yet.
Yeah.
Not even halftime quite yet.
So we need to see them shift and become more sporadic and aggressive, I think, and then we need to see the long, just clear, aggressive passes, and just aim for it. But at the oh, what a fantastic bump coming out from Navik.
Yeah, man, oh man, and what we've seen in the past, 20 seconds or so, this is Icarus just throwing that entire body, that big old hitbox that is much larger than any other hitbox in the game, at these balls consistently. And again, just really, if he's shooting balls, if he's knocking this away, if he's blocking them away, and the challenges that are won against his opponents, one way or another, he's finding advantage by using these. Bounce coming in here, but FSU not willing to give up this pressure. Back towards midfield as the pop comes up a little bit lower, and that might be money. Not gonna happen though, nothing quite far. Ole Miss not gonna get one up, so man, gonna get it done himself over in the corner. TG1 trying to look involved, but just gonna result in more pressure, more ball control back over against Ole Miss.
We have got 1:30 left onto the clock. FSU, man. Oh my god, TG1.
TG the God. My oh my.
What a fantastic
nailing that one.
Save.
That was pinpoint reactions. Love to see it. Now coming up. Oh man. Embarrassed That's a FSU player that just barely missed that one.
Yeah, and we do seem to be having some slight internet issues, which is unfortunate, but hopefully those should be settled out.
Yeah, I did see a latency. Do we need to pause?
No, we are fine now. It was just a bit of a hiccup. I believe they are doing internet maintenance in my area, which unfortunately is out of my hands.
Fun.
So now
I'm actually
okay.
midfield. No, we're good. Midfield coming through here. Pressure. No, on to FSU. I'm not sure why I just changed camera perspective. What's going on here? Go ahead and take it.
And there we're going to see goal number 3, or goal number 4, goal number 3 net total coming out from Ghost to, or Icarus to Ghost. And 51 seconds left on the clock. That is not a lot of time to try and score 3 goals, Tug. Now, oh, okay, we are seeing Tug getting a bit quiet as he's also having some internet issues. Wow, everybody all over as we see Navik here running down. TJ1 now having ball control, trying to get it past SFU Phantasma to Navik.